Hey good people, welcome back to Beauty and the Frizz. My name is Cara. Whether you're new or returning, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for another one today. It is Sunday, so you already know it's mimosas and makeup. I'm using my Teacher Corn cup and I have the Jose Cuervo light white peach margarita, the already mixed one. I am so happy to finally be sharing the Klarity Kosmetics Croc Palette with you guys. So if you want to see the swatches and 3 looks, keep on watching. Let me know what you think. And if makeup is your therapy and your love, if it makes you happy and you want to hang out with someone that feels the same way, definitely consider joining the community. I'd love to have you back. All right, let's get started. When I saw the color story of this palette, I was like, this is a yes. I'm not even gonna play any games. And the crazy thing is I've had 3 palettes from Klarity Kosmetics and I've only used one, and I did not keep that one in my collection. That was the So Mermazing palette. And the issue that I had with that palette was, one, it was pastels. And I'm just not a huge fan of pastels. So I do have one pastel palette left in my collection, which is from Tasha, but I did sell it. The other thing with the So Mermazing palette was that the shimmers were very crumbly. There is one of those shimmers in this palette, but I do think the quality of this one is better than the ones from So Mermazing, so we'll get into that. The other 2 palettes I have from Klarity are the Bloom palette and the Cobra palette. And both of those palettes have shimmers that are very smooth. So I am still planning on using those palettes, but unfortunately I have not. When I saw this palette though, I was like, this is a yes. I'm not even gonna play any games. Klarity Kosmetics, if you don't know, is an indie brand. I believe they're based out of Texas. They're vegan and cruelty free. And this palette has a shelf life of 12 months. Let's take a look, shall we? When I look at this palette, I see perfection. It really is, and the name Croc is so perfect for this one. The shade that I was talking about that was flaky, or that is flaky, is this one right here. I believe it's Crocodile Tears. The only thing I'll say with it, because the quality isn't bad at all, is just use a glitter primer with it and you'll be good. Use the Mayron Mixing Medium or Doorline or something like that if you want to make it a more foiled shade, but we can work with it. The rest of these shimmers are so smooth. We're gonna just go ahead and get into the swatches. All right, y'all, so let's get into the Croc palette. I am so excited to swatch this. So here's what the palette looks like, and I always love the names that Klarity comes up with for their shades. So starting with the first row, we have You Croc My World, Let's Croc and Roll, If the Snap Fits, Death Roll, and Tailgater. I'm not sure if they reformulated, but these mattes feel way softer than the mattes in the So Mermazing palette, which is the only palette that I've used from them. So I'm really excited. And the shimmers, of course, are always out of this world. This is like, I'm really excited. Let's get to the second row. And for the bottom row, we have Snapper, Swamp Thang, Cold Blooded, Apex, and Crocodile Tears. So here are the last 5 shades and the whole Croc palette. Definitely let me know what you think about this color story. I think it's gorgeous. Now that you've seen this palette swatched out, you can just see that it is beautiful. And for someone who is typically not into cooler tones, I'm into this. I'm so into this. I would say towards the latter part of 2022, I really got into the taupe shades, and they are starting to be some of my favorites. And these shades paired with like the earthy green and the brown is really doing it for me. So I'm excited to share the looks that I created. So let's go ahead and get into those now. All right, get into the first look with the Croc palette. I'm gonna start with the shade Apex on the Sydney Grace blending brush. Apex is showing up a little deeper than I thought it would show up, so that's something to note. I'm gonna switch brushes for a second to this Sigma All Over Blender brush. It's just a little more dense, and I think it's gonna be better for the pressed pigment. Yeah, what's up? What's up? Oh, August is mad at me right now because I have his phone because he doesn't want to eat dinner. So he's mad. But what's new? I am loving the taupes lately. Like, this shade is everything. As far as the mattes go, I don't feel like they go on as easy as like your Natasha Denona or even like a Melt Cosmetics matte. I do have it. We have to just ask nicely.
You know where my phone is?
Yeah, I have it.
Where?
In my pocket.
Can I have it? No. Okay.
I'm waiting for you to say please.
Please?
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. In my opinion, you have to work with these mattes a little more. And I remember the same thing with the So Amazing palette. And I think those pastel mattes were more difficult to formulate than these. But I love this tone, y'all. The taupes lately are just getting me. Yes. So this is what we are working with thus far. I'm into it. So let's go into the deeper taupe, You Croc My World. I am going to use the same Sydney Grace brush, and I'm going to just start in the crease. Tapping a little bit in the outer corner. All right, so here are the two shades. Okay, I don't know where I want to go next. The thing about this palette is like every shade, they all go together, all of them. So I love this. So I think I want to go back into the original transition shade, which is Apex. And maybe we can do it like a halo eye. So I'm going to just put some of Apex here on the inner portion of the lid. And then we'll pick one of these beautiful shimmers to go in the center. So looking at these shimmers, let's see. So let's Croc and Roll. That's like a beautiful taupe. That's gonna give us a monochromatic look, which is gonna be beautiful. Then we have Cold Blooded. This one right here. Might have to go with Cold Blooded, but I'm gonna swatch Snapper, which is this one. Oh my God. Ooh. I don't know which one I want to go with. All right, my gut's telling me the middle shade, Cold Blooded. Let's see what that's gonna look like. And if it doesn't look the way we want it to, we can use, Crocodile Tears as a topper. Yes, okay. Oh my gosh. Oh yes, I'm out in the Everglades, in the swamp, in the flames. Well, not flames, but you know what I mean. Y'all, this, okay, I'm loving it. That was a good call. Going back into You Croc My World. So we can leave it like this, and this is beautiful. But I also want to do, August has a cough. I want to do some extra sparkle. So let's do Crocodile Tears. Oh, August, show them how your tooth is growing in so nicely. He's not mad at me anymore. Oh, okay. What? Okay, bye. Taking Crocodile Tears and just...
Can I get a separate plate with the chicken?
Sure. Ooh. Now this one, be careful. It's gonna be everywhere. I'm just being lazy. Oh my God, look. That's gorgeous. I mean, you just really press this in, and I'm only using a little bit. And that's just gonna highlight the center of the lid. I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now. Like, okay. Going back into Apex for the lower lash line. And then Death Roll. Let's see. I'm not sure about this for the inner corner highlight. It might be too much. I don't know. What about, let's do Snapper. Snapper's gonna be pretty for an inner corner highlight. Let's do that. I'm just taking a Sigma shader brush. And I'll be back with the finished look. All right, you guys, I'm back with the finished look. I was feeling this so much that I pulled out those lashes I put on the other day and stuck them right back on. This is so beautiful. I love this look so much. The only thing about the lashes is, for me, and then having the hooded eyes, it really takes away from the eye look. That's kind of why I stopped wearing them in the first place. But yeah, I was just feeling it, so I put the lashes on. Now, I took a green eyeliner from Charlotte Tilbury and I lined the lower lash line, and then I have my Grande eyeliner in black, and I just did a really thin line on top of the lashes just to help conceal them a bit. And the Crocodile Tears shade, the one that was really sparkly that got on my face a little bit, I just took my BK Beauty foundation brush and just went like this, and the flex just went away. So yes, y'all, definitely use that with a glitter glue or something. Curious of how that'll work with like Mayron mixing medium or Doraline or something like that, how it would change up the shade. So that's something I can play around with, but love this look so much. It's like cool tone, grungy green. Yes, y'all, taupe is my new favorite color, y'all. That is my new favorite color. Gray is my favorite color though, truth be told, but taupe is about to be number one, y'all. We are gonna get into another look, but definitely let me know what you think about this one. Let's get into look number 2. I am going to start with You Croc My World using a BK Beauty A503 blending brush. I'm gonna be going for a taupey look because that's my new favorite color. So going for the taupe this time. I'm just tapping this in and then going in circular motions. I still don't think these are my favorite mattes, but I really love these colors. Just gonna tap a little bit closer up to the brow bone. I went up a little bit higher on this side, so I'm just gonna blend it. I am gonna leave this here and go into Let's Croc and Roll. I think this is one of the shades I have been most excited to use. So we're going really monochromatic again. And this shimmer is beautiful, really smooth, and pressing it in, not getting any fallout. And all of the shimmers are smooth except for Crocodile Tears, which I used as a topper, but this is really nice. I'm just using the same brush to kind of put it all together. And I want to take a little bit of Swamp Thing, which is the deep brown, just to put on the outer corner. This would also make a nice eyeliner. You can kind of see it gets a little smokier right here. What if we took a little bit of Death Roll? I don't think I used that. What if we just put a little bit here on the inner portion of the eyelid? I was gonna leave it alone. So I did this with one of the looks in the Minka palette, but I love this a lot more because of the texture of these shadows. So I think this looks really pretty. I want to go back into Apex from the first look for the under eye. And this brush is a Sonia G Soft Shader. It's not really my brush of choice for the under eye, but that's what I grabbed. I'm not sure how this will look. Before the inner corner highlight, I was thinking Tailgater. How would that look with this? I'm not sure. And I do like the mix of these two colors, but I think I would have preferred it to be monochromatic with the taupe, but I really just wanted to see what it was gonna look like if I added the chartreuse to it. I want to keep it mostly taupe. You're fine.
Could you? I want to show you our rooms.
Oh, I'm gonna come up in a few minutes because I'm almost done this look. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I'm almost done. And then I'm done recording. I can't wait to see. All right, so I just covered up a little bit of Death Roll Just because I really do want the taupiness to stand out. I'm gonna come look at your rooms in about 2 minutes.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm gonna use Tailgater as a matte inner corner. It's not really a highlight though, so I don't know. That's not going to do what I was thinking it was gonna do. I don't know what I thought it was gonna do, to be honest. So I'm just gonna do it on the other side. Cause this blends in pretty well with my skin, so it's not gonna be like a matte highlighting pop, you know what I mean? So there's that. I think for the last look I did use Snapper, but you know, why not go into the Let's Croc and Chill for the inner corner highlight as well? And why not? I feel like it's okay to use the same shade. Let's just see what that's gonna look like. No. All right, I'm just taking a little bit of Crocodile Tears. Crocodile Tears is that very flaky shadow right here. So that gives me a little bit of highlight there. And spraying this again will be your friend. I think I'm gonna just leave it like that. All right, so here is look number 2. And this right here, this is the Adept face palette. So I used the bronzer one. I think it might be Ayana, and then Stella might be the blush. So, I mean, I have some serious highlight going on here, but it's super smooth and super galactic. It's like a natural galactic highlight. I love it. All right, I'll be back with the finished look. All right, back with the finished look. To finish up this look, I used a metallic green liner from ColourPop. I believe the shade is Aglow. And then I just used the Tarte Man Eater mascara. I like this look as well. And as I said during the look, I really didn't need to add that chartreuse shade. And I'm just saying that because one of my goals was to not, you know, do a whole bunch of colors or feel the need to, and I started to do that. But I think the monochromatic look was fine just the way it was. It's really making me think a lot about my Platinum Bronze palette, which was the first one that I purchased from Pat McGrath. I didn't really come to somewhat enjoy that palette at least a year later. But I think if I pull that one out, I'm really gonna like it now. We shall see. In the meantime, I think this look is also really, really pretty. It's another one that you could make really smoky and dramatic, or you could leave it like this. So we're gonna do one more look and then I'll close out the video. All right, you guys, we're gonna get into the third and final look. I feel like I look really dark, bronze. I don't know. We're gonna go ahead and get to this look though. So, you know, it's the weekend, so it's like all boys and just me, which is the case, but there's just more boys. No, what's up? Hey!
No, this is my coat.
Oh, okay. They about to go outside. Grand finale. So I didn't do as much as I wanted to do with Tailgater, so I want to figure out a situation with that. And I know I want to use Death Roll on my lid. Which one did I use before? Did I use Snapper on the lid? Shoot. Now I feel like, I'll be back. I gotta go back and look at the other look. All right, I think I got it. Let's go into if the snap fits. This is a Dose of Colors, a blending brush. And let's just start this on the outer corner. And that's what happens when you try to piece together the looks. It's hard to remember which ones you did. But I think with this palette, since it's so cohesive to me and everything goes together, it really doesn't matter what you do. Hello, Marky.
Hi.
What you doing?
I play my phone.
You're playing your phone?
Okay.
No, I was just asking.
Okay.
I guess he was just letting me know he was playing his phone. So, was it this video? No, it was yesterday's video. Was I talking about the HVAC unit? I think I was. It was a real fire. It's not funny. But tomorrow, I'm not sure what's going to be happening because we are going to be cold. We're not going to be crisp, but we will be cold. So we'll probably have to teach from a different location, and I don't know how that's going to work. What a predicament. All right, so there we go with the green. It's not, the matte's not bad. It's just not my favorite. It's just not. However, these tones are, I think, are my favorite. Especially the cool tone grays. Like, why are these my favorites? So it's just a matter of me getting down this first shade, which doesn't look bad at all. Yes. So not to be particular, but also being particular, because people really may be interested in this palette and this brand because they may bring it back. The mattes are not bad mattes, so I don't want it to sound like that when I talk about them. It's just working with pressed pigment mattes to me is different than working with eyeshadow mattes, if that makes sense. Now, I'm trying to figure out, and I'm gonna have to look into this in depth about Melt Cosmetics, because some of their palettes are pressed pigments or they may be a combination, but Melt mattes are good. They're really good. They feel like eyeshadows, I think, more than like pressed pigment mattes. But when I use the Clarity and the Give Me Glow mattes, they're a little harder to blend out. So like at first I feel like they can be a bit patchy and the blend takes a little bit longer. I think if you have time to do that extra blend, it's great. It's great. Oh, I hope this is a UPS truck, because let me tell you something. Hold on. I was talking about in Purchase or Pass how I have no recollection, or not even recollection, I have no evidence of my Pat McGrath order from Star Wars. And I get my Star Wars stuff quick because I'm in Baltimore and she distributes out of New York, and everyone has theirs. Everyone. I also did not see a monetary transaction in my bank account, so I'm trying to figure out what happened. I don't know, this might be Amazon though. I'm all pressed. Let's just get back to this, because I can't. Part of me is like, if for some reason the order didn't go through, I'm just not even trying to get it. That's unfortunate, but it's the case. Okay, so this blend has come out fine, but it does take a little bit longer than my typical blending situation, but I think it looks good. Let's move on to a shimmer. I'm gonna do Snapper. I was thinking Death Roll because I did use that in the last look, that chartreuse, but no, this is the one I wanna use because I didn't use that in the first one. I wonder if that was UPS. I don't know who it was, but I'm about to find out. It's probably nothing for me, tell you that. Gorgeous, look at that. Green brown duochrome, we've seen it, I don't care. It's very smooth. This is a real easy look, real easy. So this is gorgeous. Like the way this is coming out, I really love it. I love the shift on Snapper. This is so pretty. I do want to go into a shade for some depth. We could go into Swamp Thang. It's a bit deep though. What about You Croc My World? I really like that shade. I love these two taupey shades. So let's just see what happens if we put a little bit of this in the crease on the outer portion of the eye. So can you see that right there? Now, once I have the base matte down, like we're good to go. So I'm just saying that your base matte shade may take a little bit longer than usual. But once you've got that down, like as far as layering them, like we're good to go here. So yeah, can you see that there? Because I think that looks nice. Yes. Okay, love this. And then we're gonna go into the under eye. I am going to take a Refer #2 brush into If the Snap Fits, which is the same green matte that I started off with, and just sweep it underneath the under eye. Try to keep it close to the lower lash line. I really feel like this is a really great Croc look. Let's Croc and Roll for the inner corner highlight. And this brush is a Bristles Beauty P07P brush. Very, very thin. This isn't the brightest of inner corner highlights, but I still like it with this look. All right, here is the final look with the Croc palette. All right, let me finish this off and I will be back to let you know what I think about this palette. All right, you guys, I'm back with the finished look. To finish off this look, I used the Victoria Beckham liner in olive. It is a matte green and I love it because it stays really well in my waterline and I just love how it looks here. It's just, I don't know, it makes the look really deep. And then I put on a lash that, y'all know I haven't been doing lashes like that, but I'm using what I have now. My friend Yadi gave me these lashes so long ago and I like these because these are the kind that really like fan out and I think they look really nice. So I can't be getting into these lashes, but for these couple looks in this video, I've really enjoyed using them. If it's a situation where I'm only doing one look, I don't mind like putting on a false lash, but when I'm doing like 3 looks, if I'm doing more than one, like a back-to-back situation, I just cannot do that. So it would really be nice if I could figure out a way to do my makeup in the morning and then be able to wear this all day because I really love this look. So let's get into my final thoughts about the Croc palette. Overall, I love this palette. I love the shades in this palette. It is a vision, it is a vibe. These 2 colors, this one and this one, taupe is my new favorite color. Taupe is the new gray for me. Like, it just works. And I think it looks so good on everybody. And like this Apex shade just was such a great base for the looks in this palette. It's a yes for me. I'm so sorry. It is. I like all of the shimmers and I don't even mind having one flaky. I wouldn't mind if this flaky shade was the same as the rest of these smooth ones because I just love that texture. But I also did not mind using this as a topper. You know, it was fine. I didn't use the shade Tailgater as much. So when I do another look with this palette, I like to incorporate this a bit more. But honestly, I don't need Tailgater. These right here just do it all for me. I think I used this as an inner corner highlight or something like that. Maybe I can use this as a blend out or something, but I don't even need that. This right here just says it all. You know what I was thinking was, remember when KKW Beauty came out with that camo palette? I'm wondering how this would compare. I did give that palette to my sister, so I'm not sure. No, wait, hold on. Let's be clear. Not comparing the formula or anything like that. Color story wise, I was just wondering if they were similar. Quality wise, there's no comparison at all. The shimmers, y'all, oh my God. So as far as the performance of the palette, I think it was great. So if I had to say anything as a critique, I would say the mattes from Klarity are not the easiest to work with, but they're not bad. You just have to take your time. These are pressed pigments. They're not gonna be a Sydney Grace matte. They are not gonna be a Pat McGrath matte. They're not gonna be a Natasha Denona matte. So using them, you just have to keep that in mind and you're gonna have to take a little more time. Speaking for myself, I had to take a little more time. And I had to take a little more time with these than I would with my mattes from Melt. So Blending the mattes out, I think, is key. Once you get that first matte blended, the other ones blend just fine, but just getting that first one where you want it to be is the trick. And aside from that, everything else was great. So I would buy this palette again 10 times over. I'm glad they brought it back, and I'm hoping they will bring it back again. This color story is a unique one in my collection, and I really like it a lot. I think the color story is perfect. The name for the palette is perfect. The shade names are perfect. Just the whole layout is perfect. And you know what? The only other complaint I have would be, I would love for this to be smaller pans, but I do believe the brand is coming out with palettes with smaller pans, and actually they already have. Smaller pans just would be better for me because I just know that I'm not going to use this palette every day because I have so many, and I just hate this eyeshadow just sitting here because I love it so much. So this palette in a smaller size would have been ideal. Other than that, no complaints at all. I am finally glad to have it. So yes, y'all. For my lips, I didn't say, but I have on Lisa Eldridge Velvet Affair. Blush is Pat McGrath Desert Orchid. I think those two shades were going to be perfect with this palette because they're both really earthy tones. So that is it, y'all. I'm so glad to have finally done this video because I feel like this palette took a while to get here, but it was totally worth the wait. Yes, Klarity. I will be looking out for Klarity this year and seeing what they are going to come out with. They always have really unique color stories. Sometimes they're not always what I want. I think there was like a mermaid palette, Evil Mermaid or something. It was blue, and that one had the small pans, like 9 pans, and it was like a blue theme, so I didn't get it, but it was gorgeous. So can't wait to see what they are going to do this year. They are on the radar. So thank you so much for taking out some of your time and hanging out with me for another Mimosas and Makeup. I hope this was therapy for you. It always is for me. Until I see you again, make sure you are being gentle with yourself. Talk to yourself nice, stay safe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.